Should Ten Hag stay?
I think the criticism that he's received up to now, I think it's been unfair because he's not had the squad throughout the season. We've had the most injuries. I think we've had like 60 plus injuries throughout at some point during the course of the season. Like we've seen on the finals, there was still the odd few players that were missing. Luke Shaw, which he highly rates. Maguire, who's first team player, he was missing. But majority of our players obviously returned, and you can see how we've actually played as well.
So, but in response to that, what it was, is there's been 3 teams who've had more injuries than Man United. Aston Villa, Chelsea, and I think it was Spurs, I'm not sure. But they had more injuries than Man United. But
I've not seen that stat, but I think
that's an actual stat, yeah?
It was the key players that were
But
missing.
then, so the counter argument to that is in the positions. Yeah. So like to have all the injuries in defence, which is the main area, is vital.
Like Sir Alex has always said, you win titles
with a strong defence.
With a strong defence.
Yeah. 100%.
And we've had probably, I don't know, I'm sure we've had the most, like the combinations that we used in defence.
Oh yeah, that's the most.
We've had to use.
That's the most, yeah.
Youth players, and the youth player got injured as well.
Yeah. We
signed up Johnny Evans, who was supposed to be, I don't know, it was just warming up. I mean, there was one of my friends just posted on our WhatsApp group. He just came to the club just to maintain his fitness, and then in the end we signed him up because we really needed him.
That's one thing, yeah. So people, when they see Manchester United on paper, it's like, oh yeah, it's Manchester United, they should just beat whatever team. But we look at it, the ones who actually follow Manchester United, they'll look at the team and think, oh no, this is a weak team.
Yeah,
they're not going to be able to.
Absolutely.
When it was Crystal Palace against Man United and there was no defence, I was scared. I was like, yo, this is going to be a long night.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it was.
Yeah.
Straight away, we discussed it before.
Absolutely.
During the game.
And even, against City's game, before the game, when I seen the team sheet, what did I say to you? I said, you know what? Yeah, this is the strongest team that we could.
Yeah, and we're going to win it. You know what I mean? We were confident. It's mad, but it's true. Last season, we're worse than last season. So last season we had Martinez fit throughout the whole season. Yeah. We had Sancho. So not having Sancho, not having Martinez, not having Ronaldo to that point. So which Man United team where we're putting them in that position where we're looking at them winning the title has just one striker and not even a proven striker. Højlund, is really good player, potential. What he's done in the last few games is what we expected, which is come off the bench and kill it out. Not play full 90 minutes throughout the whole season.
Almost as though we're over relying on him, and somebody who's first season in the Premier League, still relatively young. Well, he's really young. In fact,
before that, he scored like 6 goals in the whole season.
Yeah, I think a few more goals than that for Atlanta.
No, it's around like that.
All right, okay.
Not me.
Okay, so he's never been.
Because he's been on and off. He's not even been there. He's been coming off the bench himself.
But he's definitely got potential.
Yeah.
You can see it.
100%.
Some of his strength, and
definitely.
He could potentially be, a top striker.
And you have to look at to have another manager, who the replacement would be. Who's available?
But just going on to that, on that striker point, historically United have always had 4 strikers and 4
good strikers.
Yeah, and
where you get excited, you think, all right, okay, we look at the bench and go, well, hey, put him on.
Yeah,
he can be a game changer.
And even
if someone's not on it, you get someone else on.
Yeah, so not even coming off the bench, where you can actually, when you're rotating the squad, you're happy with that player starting. One of the 4 strikers. But here, we don't even have anyone. We're relying on Marcus Rashford, who's been, who's had, obviously, I don't know, I don't know whether he's had issues personally or, what exactly it is. I mean,
it's definitely lack of motivation, because we've seen clips of him just walking, jogging,
I don't know.
at most,
for
to his player he should be marking. And that's nothing to do with coaching.
Unacceptable, that is. There's no heart, no desire, no commitment.
Okay, so the other counter argument is that regardless of the team, there should be a blueprint of how a manager plays. So Rio Ferdinand mentioned this as well, but we don't know how he plays. But then Ten Hag is, in response to that, is you need the players to play the way I want them to play. But if you don't have the players, how are you going to do that?
Yeah, so he's had to adapt with, with a makeshift team. So each week he's got a different squad. So you're like, right, okay, I want to play a certain way, but the type of player that's just come on board, he doesn't fit the mold of the way that he wants them to play. So he has to change the game plan. And I think that's one of the reasons why you can't really judge him, because he's been really,
listen, I don't need to fully support him anyway. The main thing is that we look at it in like an open view. Give him at least half the season next season. I'm happy to do that. If it doesn't work out and we see no progress, with Ineos involved and, because look, they can say, oh yeah, he spent 200 million, but it's like 90 million on Anthony, he's not even worth that. 70 million on Casemiro. It's like on paper, yeah, he spent this much money, but these players would be bought half the price.
Yeah,
if not less.
That's always been the problem with United anyway. They've always had that United tax on it.
No, so but this is worse.
We've always paid more than the odds.
When you're on, it was panic buying at the time, yeah. So on paper, it'd be like, oh yeah, United have spent same as, but they've not bought the same quality in that way. Because
I mean, I never understood why with recent managers why we've left the signing so late. With Sir Alex, we knew from quite an early stage of pre-season, right, we're getting those players.
They prepared way in advance.
Way in advance. Yeah. So why is, that's obviously a question
that's been the biggest problem, yeah, 100%.
To ask, But I mean, it doesn't help now with Ten Hag, he doesn't even know himself whether he's staying or going. So does he plan, does he get the players that he's perhaps wanted, throughout the season? Is obviously scouted.
I think the FA Cup, winning the FA Cup, has changed everything.
Yeah.
And I really hope, just for the story's sake, it's like kind of like what happened with Fergie, because when his first few years, if you listen to his biography, they were going to get rid of him. If he didn't, some say that if he didn't win the FA Cup, they would have got rid of Sir Alex Ferguson at the time.
Might have been out, yeah.
So, and then he won it, so they gave him, he bought time, and then he won the league. So,
yeah.
There you go. So, you never know. This is what could happen. And if we get rid of him now, then it would always going to be a what if. And also, there's going to be no stability. So again, we're getting another manager. We're not even sure how it's going to work out. He's going to have his own philosophy. And how do we know he's better than Ten Hag? I mean, so give him the chance, buy the players, and then see what he does.
Yeah.
2 trophies, I know it's not the best trophies. 2 trophies in 2 seasons.
But not finishing top 4 is... is having an impact, I think.
But you know what, winning the FA Cup again changes things, because you get to Europa.
Yeah. Getting
top 4 next season, I don't mind one more season without UEFA, because.
But would you rather have Europa or be out of Europe and concentrate on the Premier League? Because obviously
out of Europe completely.
Yeah.
No, not out of Europe completely. Because Europa you can put like because United usually have a massive squad.
Big squad, yeah.
In the early stages of Europa, you can have you know, like the younger players and still be capable of winning it. I do like the future. Honestly, I do see this season going to be a massive season. It's going to be huge changes. I can feel it, and I've not felt like that previously. Because Ineos, what they've done, they've actually changed the higher management.
Yeah,
I like that.
There's already been some changes.
Under 18s won the treble for Man United. So I know that there's young players going to come through in the next few years, and there's players to build on.
Yeah,
Kobe Mainu, Garnacho, there's Bruno still there. You know, there's players to build on. You know, football is a crazy game where a few additions could completely change it. I can see if Man United buy a proven goal scorer who's proven to score 20, 30 goals per season, and you get them, you know that's a game changer alone.
Okay, whether Ten Hag stays or leaves, which players would you want to leave the club?
All right, so the obvious ones are the injury-prone ones. I would get rid of. Look, I look at squad players as well. Like some people would want Wan-Bissaka gone. I'd have him in a squad. Look what he did with the Man City game.
Yeah, brilliant.
So there's certain games you have them. It's like a guarantee that whoever is put on there, because he's played against Mbappe, he's kind of like it's a guarantee that where whichever striker, best strikers in the world, best wingers in the world, he'll be able to stop them defensively. So some games we need that, and as a squad player, he's good. It's fine. So there's players like that I'll still keep, even though they might not be the best for Man United.
As long as they're happy to stay, I'd definitely keep.
So okay, so anyway. We look at players that are already leaving. Martial,
Varane's gone.
Varane's gone. I would have kept Varane, seeing a thing, but his wages is too much.
Wages too much, and he's been injury prone.
Yeah, so we need a proper defenders, like a Martinez, you know, someone solid. You know that is going to give you a
play alongside
solid 7, 8, 9 out of 10 every
And then if Maguire
game.
stays, then we've got Maguire as a sort of as a role.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely have Lindelof gone. He's not good enough for Man United. I've never liked him. He's too slow. He's half decent on with the ball, but it's Man United. You know what I mean? He would be a bench player. You know.
Yeah, but as a for rotation purposes, you need 4 centre backs as well. So
yeah, but you're gonna get players. So
you've got one more defender to play alongside Martinez. You keep Maguire, and then Lindelof can stay.
And then you got the younger defenders as well there
coming through.
So these are there. You know, if there was
Luke
injuries.
Shaw, if he's fit, is absolutely a menace. You know, you need.
But he's injury prone as well now. So I'll definitely 100% keep Luke Shaw, but also have a left back. We bought a left back, didn't we? And he's been injured all season.
All season. Turns up on the celebration.
I didn't notice that.
He was there, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
who else? Sancho.
I
love Sancho. I've always loved him.
But Ten Hag
it's
stays,
got that.
Sancho.
But
Sancho leaves, I think.
I don't like that mentality where So they say some players they need to. He said it. I've heard him say this actually in his interview. The best thing that he did was move away to Germany because he needed to move away from his comfort zone.
Yeah.
And there's so many, like Sir Alex Ferguson says, look, there's some people with high potential, but they need to move, it's time that they moved away from their comfort zone.
Yeah.
Because their friends and everyone have pulled them back.
Yeah, it's like Ravel Morrison.
Ravel Morrison is a huge example, But that was like more to do with his,
I think the controversial one, anyway.
Mason Greenwood.
The
Greenwood, because it's half and half, I would love for him to stay, but because it's a split fan base, we have to get like a good money for him and let him go. So I would love to keep him, but if we can get 30-40 million and use that for, you know,
because there's two parts to that. One is
obviously, and all that.
Some fans are unhappy, but then apparently there's certain players that are obviously unhappy as well, because they were quite close with him, or close with his partner as well at the time, and as a result they've broken up. Those were the stories that were coming out.
See, that would make it worse.
So it's never good in the dressing room.
Yeah.
Because once you lose the dressing room, then you're kind of lost on the field, you know. You don't necessarily have to get along with one another, because, you know, we've seen it with Teddy Sheringham and Andy Cole. They never spoke, but they played absolutely brilliant when they were on the pitch. So, I mean, but if it's having an impact on training, and then as a result it's having an impact on game day, then, you know, you definitely want that person out then, innit? I mean, I love Mason Greenwood, the way he's developed, you know, it's his all-round play. It reminds me so much of Robin van Persie, his stance, even Robin van Persie.
Somewhere that there's coaches who said that his shooting is just as similar as Harry Kane. And that's a huge compliment. So, and we know how, you know, he's got a bullet shot.
Yeah.
So I would love to have kept him.
Yeah.
But if we'll have to get some good money for him.
I don't know how Anthony adapts anyway.
I'll get rid of Anthony. No way.
I feel
it's frustrating. I've watched him live. He's very frustrating. In fact, I don't see the potential. He's not good enough for Man United. He's definitely not good enough for 90 million.
Yeah.
See, these are the signings that I'm talking about. So he's definitely not worth the money. But how much we're going to get for him is the other thing. But I'll definitely get rid of him. Van der Beek, look, 40 million we paid.
He needs to go.
What has he done? You know what I mean? We get rid of him.
We'll save a bit of salary there.
But what money can we get when people are not willing to pay 15 million for him now?
No. I think it's just, you just have to cut your losses, and you're saving on wages. You have to accept that.
Yeah, so we have to go with that.
Yeah.
I see, he's another one I thought, okay, he might work. But if he's gone to Everton and other teams, and none of them have wanted him,
no.
So it's either a confident issue or he's just not good enough.
Premier League, sometimes, you know.
No, but he's gone outside of the Premier League and he's just not been good enough. So
yeah,
I just think is not there.
Had a couple of injuries.
Which other players can you think of? We needed a list really, then we could have gone through them.
Yeah, I think McTominay's contract runs out.
I'll keep McTominay. I'll keep McTominay just because he's started from the youth. And I like him as a player, squad player at the very least, you know. So I'd keep McTominay. These players you want to keep because they know what it means to be a Manchester United player.
Yeah.
And
they'll drive the other players, you know. So because some foreigners they'll come, you know, they play for United, but they don't understand the history of Manchester United. You know what it is to play for the club and what it means for the fans as well.
Yeah.
And I think, you know, for those that have come through the ranks, they'll obviously drill that history to them and the importance of derbies, for example, you know. They need to remember that, and then when they go onto the pitch, you know, they'll perform
like
that
Amrabat had a really bad loan spell apart from the last game.
Yeah, Scholes.
But I would actually
prime Gattuso.
Yeah,
you know, so.
I would keep him.
Yeah, I mean,
because especially if it's on the cheap, he could be like a Jason Park for us.
Yeah, but the thing
is, his legs, you know, games that you need.
But you know if you watch some
he
of the
supported
games,
the whole defense.
Yeah, but I don't know why he never actually played in that position in other games.
Because he had to. Yeah,
there
that's
was
what I mean.
Games
no,
that
he had to use him on the left back.
Yeah. So we never actually utilised him properly. So I think it's been unfair on him as well.
Do you know what it is? He's not a creative player. Everything, all the aspects of his gameplay is his energy.
Yeah.
And his aggression. So if you want an impact player, someone to change the game, he's not going to give you that.
No.
But if you want to use him for legs, and these big teams, and goes, you know what?
Yeah, when you're playing when you're playing top six or any big team, it's fantastic to actually start because he'll be that extra man just running.
So if you've got other creative players and he's there, secondary, then we'll definitely have him.
Eriksen's will be going.
I'll let Eriksen go. I really like him as a player. I used to always like him. He's technically very good, but the pace of the game is too quick for him now.
Yeah.
And United, it's like when we had a really bad defence, and on top of that, having a slow-paced midfield is disaster.
Yeah. And when you're trying to play from the back, he's too slow.
Yeah.
It needs to be quick pace, you know. And on the half turn, I think you know, early his first couple of games when we played against Brentford last year, you know, it was his fault. You know, he was unable to turn, you know, quick enough. And
you know what? He'll be good for someone.
Well.
He'll be good at like a number 10.
Yeah,
which
we don't need a number 10. Yeah,
we don't need that. So, and it's
but,
better for him. I think he wants to. He said he wants more game time. So,
but as a minimum anyway, we need a defender, central defender, left back. If Luke Shaw, obviously we can't rely on him. Fantastic player, injury prone, can't rely on him. We need a left back. We need another centre back. I know there's been talks about how many millions United have spent over the last 10 years in defence, but we have been really, really unfortunate with some of these players. I don't know what it is, if it's the scouting or, you know, bad signing or what, but it's just not happened for us. But we certainly need to sign defence, one other central midfielder for sure, and then we need a striker.
No, but you say that, but we also need, look, where's the wingers?
The wingers now,
Anthony needs replacing.
Yeah.
If Sancho's not going to stay, which I don't think he's going to stay, but we need some good amount for him because we paid 70+ million pounds, so we need a certain amount of money back for him to use that money. Because
who's going to pay that?
Well, they'll have to. Otherwise, it's not worth us just.
The only way we can actually.
Over the years, our selling has been like really bad.
Really poor, yeah. We can probably send him out on loan.
No, but that's not worth it for us.
Salary.
But that's just salary.
That's it.
That's like getting rid of him for free.
Yeah.
And then you recover him from salary.
But somebody to pay, you know, over 40.
Yeah,
I feel as though
the same problem could occur next season and the following season. It's not like, oh, let's wait around for someone to be able to pay that much. No one's going to do that, and then the end of contract. So you might as well just get some of the money now. Doesn't make sense. But unless he apologises to Ten Hag, which he's supposed to do, and but part of him is going to be like, okay, I'm going to win the Champions League, I'm going to prove him wrong, and then after that, would you want to come back? It's stubbornness.
I think Dortmund are they want to sign him anyway. Sancho.
They want to sign him on a maybe 40 million or something. Which Man United probably accept, I don't know. But United apparently got 150 million to spend, and the rest of the money would come based on selling players.
Yeah, I don't know about selling anyone, but yeah, if we can get some money out of Sancho, get some money out of Anthony if they bloody sell him, and the rest of them, I think the contracts have ended, so they're going to be leaving.
Yeah,
walking out.
But financial fair play wise, the saving of the wages is massive.
Yeah, massive. I think we're okay on that front. We just need to spend wisely. But they did say, I mean,
look, we need wingers because at least one winger who can play left or right, because then that way we can alternate.
Yeah. Because
one of the things that Ten Hag mentioned is if people are not performing, we don't have another player to get on because we don't have a strong enough squad, so we have to play a player that is not been performing, but we still have to play him because there is a replacement, and we 100% need another striker. It does not make sense, but I want a proven striker, not someone, okay, let's see what he does. It's Manchester United, come on. If we had Harry Kane, would we have had the season that we have? You know, there would have been these 0-0s that would have been 1-0s.
Yeah.
These 1-0s would have been 2-1s. You know what I mean?
But this, I heard...
look, Bayern had a bad season.
Somebody said, you know, it's Manchester United. And it's like, How long are you guys going to say that? It's no longer it's Manchester United.
No, but it still is. Because if you've got the spending power, then you should be able to attract the best players. So we can say it for however long Manchester United are the biggest club in the world.
With the biggest club in the world, you know.
But listen, we could win just the Carling Cup. I've seen it where we've won no trophies and we will be like top 5 richest in the world. We'll end it here.
Okay, Manchester United.